Will do. Thanks, Louise.
Thanks.
Hi everyone. Just to echo what Julie and Joanna said so far, just really thank you for giving us this time. So I am the engagement lead for the Kooth service in the area. And basically that means my job is to help people understand how our service works, how it can support young people, how we keep them safe, and how we can help them ultimately with their mental health and emotional well-being. So if we can have the next slide, please. So Kooth, as Joanna's mentioned, is an online offer. It's an online service that any 10 to 18-year-old can go to. So any young person can go to that website at the bottom of the screen there, kooth.com, and they sign themselves up. And the sign-up process is completely anonymous. So a young person doesn't have to give us any personal or any identifiable information about themselves to start getting support through us. So they'll never have to give their name, their address, and they don't have to give any details at all. And it's completely free because, of course, it is being commissioned by the CCG. So you'll never be asked for any payment or anything like that. Now, as Joanne also mentioned, we are there for kind of if you're just wanting some advice, maybe you're just having a really bad day, your young person's getting really overwhelmed and they just need a space to sound off, they just need a place to go, get it all off the chest and get some support. We are absolutely there for that, and we encourage young people to come to us, even if it's just kind of that preventative, kind of low-level support they're looking for. But we are also there for structured, more significant support as well, if that's what your young person needs. We do offer weekly counselling sessions online, and all of our counsellors are accredited by the British Association of Counselling and Psychotherapy. So it means that all of our counsellors have to have had 3 years experience face-to-face counselling young people before they can join us. So young people are in very, very good hands if they do come to our site looking for support. And if we have the next slide, please. I just also wanted to quickly bring your attention to the adult version of this service for you guys to use as parents and carers. So I know this focus is on you young people and support, but you can also go to that website address there, which is qwell.io, and it's the exact same model of care. So you can sign yourselves up anonymously, completely for free, and we do offer same-day support as well on Kooth and Qwell. So that means the same day you make an account or the same day you register is the same day you'll be able to start speaking to somebody. So I just wanted to bring your attention to that kind of website if you're 18 plus, because it means as parents and carers, you can go for your own personal support there, but you can also come to us if you're wanting some kind of tips and advice on supporting your young person. If we have the next slide. I think this is a video, but I'm not sure it's going to play. We might not have time for it. Let's see if it does play. It is only about a minute, but...
Do I need to do anything to it?
If you click it, it should start playing. If it doesn't, we'll just skip it. Yeah, we'll skip it, it's fine. Basically, that video explains that we are more than counselling. So this is a slide on the counselling. Now, because we are an anonymous service, we don't do any video or telephone call chats for our counselling and our chat and advice sessions. It's all done on like a text-based chat room on the website, but it's a very private chat room that's between the user and the counsellor or the practitioner, depending on what kind of advice and support you're looking for. And we are available every single day of the year. So we even offer counselling and chat sessions on Christmas Day, bank holidays. So literally every single day of the year we are open, and we're available for live chat, counselling and advice between 12 and 10 p.m. Monday to Friday, and then 6 till 10 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. So it might be that your young person is on a waiting list, or they might already be getting amazing support, but they might just be looking for an additional means of support, and maybe something a bit out of hours, something they can use when they're kind of in the bedroom on an evening, and things like that. And then if we have the next slide. We'll skip that as well because that is a short video, but I don't think it'll play. So this is the sign-up process when you go to the website. These are the exact 4 questions you're going to be asked. So you literally just need to give us your area, your year and month of birth, your gender and your ethnicity. And if we head to the next slide. That's it. That is all the information that you or a young person will have to give us in order to start getting support. You just need to create your own username and password, and that's it. You'll be up and running. And of course, we don't need to put any personal information in that username because it is an anonymous service. And if we can have the next slide, please. Ultimately, we can help with anything, and I really just do want to stress this. There's no right or wrong reason to come to us. There's no one way that getting support from us looks. It might be that you or your young person want to make an account just to read the articles that are on there. There's a mood tracking journal you can keep. You can set yourself some goals. You can find out about other services in the area. There's tons of little activities and things like that. There's podcasts, there's playlists. There is tons of features and tools on our site that you can use without ever kind of entering that chat room space or that counselling space. So you might just want to use us for some of those other features, and that's absolutely fine. We are here for anything from the things that feel really tiny to the things that feel huge and super overwhelming. And if we can have the next slide, please. So this is a quote from one of our young people that offers Kooth that says, Kooth offers so much more than speaking to a counsellor. The community is always online and there are other young people that will be there to help you. You're never alone and don't be afraid to speak up. And this is essentially, that last line there is essentially why our service exists. We never ever want people to feel alone. And oftentimes when we are suffering with our mental health or our emotional well-being, it can feel really overwhelming and we can feel very alone and like other people don't understand or they might not share our experience. So the whole purpose of Kooth is to bring people together in a very safe way so that you can, there's opportunities to share your experience and share your advice on the website with other users. But if you are wanting to share anything, then we do pre-moderate it first. So you can submit your own article to us, for example, your own advice piece, you can start a discussion with other users, but anything you submit and any comments that are left are checked first by our team before they're published. So that way we can guarantee you can kind of get involved in that community without being bullied, without being trolled, harassed, groomed, and you absolutely won't be able to share personal details. So you can share personal details with your counsellor or your practitioner when you're in that private chat room. Other than that, you can just share general advice that is always checked first, if that makes sense. And then if we have the next slide, please. So yeah, these are some of the features that I was talking about where you can get advice from other users. So on Kooth, you can get advice from other young people. If you're a parent or carer, you can get advice from other parent and carers on Qwell. However, anything you share, like I said, there is a delay. We check everything first. So if you did publish a magazine or you did publish a comment or some advice, you wouldn't see it on the website right away. It does get checked by our clinical team first, and then the things that are deemed as safe content are then let onto the site. So if you guys did sign up or your young person did sign up to our service, everything they can see on the site is already been approved as safe content. So there is never a risk of kind of you seeing anything in that limbo state. The only things you'll ever be able to see on the site are the things that we have already deemed to be safe. And if we have the next slide. This is another feature, the forums. I won't kind of go into too much detail because I'm just conscious of time. But again, it's another feature where you can get support. You can start a discussion on anything that you like. And for young people, they're an incredibly safe place to have those discussions about things that might be a bit too embarrassed to ask people about, might be a bit too embarrassed to ask yourselves as parent and carers about. Maybe their body's changing, their emotions and identity and things like that. And they might want to get advice from other young people, but they're protected by their anonymity. So they have a random username. They're not able to share any information about themselves, but they're able to have those discussions with other young people. But again, it's all pre-moderated, so everything that's published has to be checked first by us. And if you have the next slide, please. I think we're almost at the end now. Another feature of the site are these little mini activities your young people can use. So this helps them build a bit of valuable life skills and some emotional resilience. So they can make their own coping box. They can learn how to share advice with others, improve the bedtime routine, create their own superhero. Tons and tons of different features there. If we have the next slide. Yeah, this is the last slide. So again, it's just to echo what everyone has said so far. It is going to be a whistle-stop tour, but just in summary, we are a free online space for young people. We're totally safe. We're accredited by the BACP. We offer same-day support. There's loads of different benefits and hopefully a lack of barriers in accessing support through Kooth. So You know, we do appreciate there are kind of waiting lists and things involved with other services, and that's kind of why we're here today. But it's just to remember that Qwell can be accessed either as the only means of support or just as another means of support in the interim while you're waiting for one of those other services. And that's everything